Hey guys, this is a Patreon Q&A. If you would like to be in next week's video, simply check out the link in the description and you can sign up there. I'm also going to be going into spoilers for all the series I'm going to be talking about. Kel'Atar asks, can Saitama only be defeated in one punch? So Kel asks this because of what was revealed in chapter 166 of the Viz of One Punch Man, like how Saitama's power was explained. I also recently made a video about this where I said that in theory he would be able to defeat anyone in like a normal fight, battle manga rules, of course, outside of like opponents who would be nigh omnipotent, like Marvel Cosmic Beings and etc. Because in that chapter, when we see him fighting against Cosmic Fear Garo, it was said that until now no one had equaled him in strength or noticed his growth. However, due to intense emotions, his abilities were rising exponentially. He was even pulling away from the only person capable of observing his growth. And this was represented on multiple graphs, as to where we saw like Saitama basically started off at his standard level of strength that we've come to know of Saitama, like where one of his serious punches can blow away the collapsing star roaring cannon, split the sky, destroy Elder Centipede, or split the ocean, and make like a sparring match out of Meteoric Burst Boros. But as we came to know, Cosmic Fear Garo was much stronger than all of that stuff, and due to the energy abilities that he was given by God, along with his own inherent abilities, such as adapting to one's power and growing on the fly, he was able to continually match Saitama's strength as the fight went on. However, since Saitama removed his limiter, there is no limit to his power, and he could, in theory, always become stronger, which, like I said, is represented on the graph here. But in the final graph, we see that he becomes so strong that the narrator goes on to say that no one existed who could even fathom his new heights of strength, because he went from, serious punching away collapsing star roaring cannon to now being so strong that one of his serious sneezes blows away the freaking surface of Jupiter. And that goes back to what I was saying about how, in theory, if he were to fight like a really strong opponent, let's just say someone even stronger than Cosmic Fear Garo, let's just say Goku for the fun of it. I'm not saying Saitama will defeat Goku, but just someone as strong as some of you imagine him to be. Saitama just could keep getting stronger and stronger and matching it, or just even surpassing him until the point of where Saitama would eventually win, because there are no limits to his power and his growth. But that also raises the major question of like, okay, so how can Saitama be defeated then? And like I said in my Saitama Power Explained video, I do think Saitama will eventually be defeated in the future of the series, but not like in a traditional fight. He's gonna be like tricked, I guess you can say, and he'll be out of commission for a little bit, or at least that's the way that I see One playing out the story, and I'll make a separate video about that, of course, eventually. I'm getting around to it, don't worry. But outside of just that, in like a regular standard battle manga fight, excluding nigh omnipotent opponents, the only real way to stop him, I guess, would be to take him out in one shot. And that goes back to what Kel said here by is the only way to stop him in one punch. But that just basically means like one shot, one strike, whatever it is. Because if you don't, then he's just going to progressively get stronger and stronger, no matter how strong his opponent is. Now, how strong does that shot or whatever attack needs to be? Well, I don't know, because we saw that Cosmic Fear Garo hit Saitama with a freaking gamma ray burst, and that was, just regular Saitama for the most part, right? And that didn't even leave a scratch on him. So it needs to be something stronger than that, pretty much. Now, how strong does it need to be? Like I said, I don't know. You can just use your imagination for this. Some of you will say, oh, solar system level feat or galaxy. It doesn't matter. Just something strong enough to take him out in one shot. Because if you don't, then as the graph indicates, he's going to keep getting stronger and stronger, even much stronger than the point of blowing away the surface of Jupiter with a sneeze. Real quick, guys, Gamer Subs has two new flavors. This one's emotional damage, and it's in collaboration with Stephen He, the guy who made the emotional damage meme, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And it has a strawberry peach flavor, and it's pretty refreshing. This one is Kaho's Guilty Pleasure. It's in collaboration with Kaho Shibuya, and it has like a green tea flavor to it. Also very nice. I've been drinking both of these lately, and I've just been enjoying them so much. So if you're interested in getting your own, check out the link in the description, and also use my code BIGZ. Thanks, guys. Philosopher Stoned asks, now that Blackbeard has kidnapped Kobe, what are the ramifications of his actions and response from the world government? Who do you believe will rescue Kobe from Blackbeard's clutches, or will he escape by himself? So the only real insight to a possible answer to this, I guess, that we're getting at this point is from the latest chapter 1061, where we saw Naval Branch G14 Island, and there we saw Helmeppo and Hibari like crying about Kobe being captured, and Helmeppo was basically saying like, hey, let's all band together go to Pirate Island, which is the base of Blackbeard, and go save Kobe. And that Egghead Island is close by. We could go ask Vegapunk if we can use the Seraphim. And while they didn't do it immediately because Prince Gru's here is like being level-headed and like, you know, we can't just go to Yonko territory, I do think that this team is eventually going to be the cause of it somewhat. And at least Helmeppo and Hibari are going to go to Egghead Island and meet up with Luffy. And then they're probably going to talk to Luffy about the Kobe stuff. And then that will eventually lead to his rescue. But I don't know how fast that's going to happen because Luffy and Blackbeard obviously need to fight towards the very end of the series, if anything. Although they could have a clash which leads to Luffy saving Kobe beforehand, but pretty sure this is how it's going to play out. Little Ferrari asks, what do you think Black S would be like if God gave him power like he did for Garo? Would he just be a stronger version of Platinum S, or would he just have like insane numbers? Or what if it's something nuts like having Black S being multiplied, but they are all as strong as Platinum form? So to be honest, I don't really know. I don't think he would be as strong as Garo because, you know, Garo's Garo and he doesn't have his abilities. But that would be really interesting if he could make multiple Platinum S's. I don't know if he's going to make like 1,000 of them. That would be too broken. I mean, not for Saitama, but for everyone else in relation, even Blast. But it would be interesting to just see multiple really strong Black S fusions, if you will. And I'm sure he would have some kind of energy manipulation on top of that. But I don't know. It seems like his ultimate thing would just be becoming like one dense being again, maybe, and it would just be Cosmic S or Black Hole S or whatever. But I do think in the future of the story, something like this is going to happen. Like multiple characters are probably going to get the Cosmic Fear upgrade, I assume. Nathan W asks, do you think there's any chance we'll get some kind of glimpse into the separated future where Garo actually killed most of the heroes? Could be interesting if Blast or someone was able to visit the future just to see how the world would be without Saitama being there. So I both want this to happen and don't want this to happen, because I don't want it to happen because I just want the timelines to stay the way that they are, because it kind of gets messy if they start visiting other timelines and then they have to be accounted for and whatnot. But it would be really interesting to see it. And like you said, Blast travels there for some reason just to investigate. And then, you know, it's like a Rick and Morty episode, you know, because they go to like other abandoned universes and stuff, and then you see the ramifications of it. And here it would just be total chaos, because I assume Drive Knight would have taken over at that point, and eventually got to the point of where he accidentally resurrected God, because that's Drive Knight's ultimate trajectory, in my opinion. I mean, he just wants to take over the world, of course, but once he does that, he's going to resurrect God through, you know, Orochi resummoning or whatever, and then God will eventually take over after that. So I assume that that universe is bound for that to happen without any Saitama or the other heroes there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. I want to thank all of my patrons for continuing to support me, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And once again, if you would like to be in next week's video, simply check out the link in the description. You can sign up there. And if you liked it, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.